Okay guys, welcome back to Unit 4B. We're on page 11 of the packet. We're going to be factoring trinomials again today, but this time it's going to get a little bit more difficult. We're going to factor trinomials where the a is a number greater than 1, also known as a is not equal to 1. So the first part of the warm-up, we're not going to worry about the easier trinomial factoring that we learned the day before, but we are going to worry about where it says multiply using FOIL. This will influence, I want to get a little refresher on this because this does influence part of our lesson today. So remember, when you're foiling, you do first times first. The O stands for the outermost numbers, so multiply those. The I stands for the inside numbers. And then the L stands for the last numbers in each parentheses. So 4 times negative 4. Remember, after you FOIL, you're supposed to combine like terms, meaning add like terms. X squared is by itself, bring it down. The x's, negative 4x plus 4x adds up to 0, so that can cancel. And then bring down your minus 16. So we just FOILed and combined like terms. Let's try another one, letter B. First, x times 2x is 2x squared. Outside would be minus 1x. Multiply the inside numbers would give you minus 12x. And multiply the last in each parentheses, that would be a negative times a negative would be a positive 6. And then combine like terms, 2x squared drops down. These two can be added together to make minus 13x and bring down the plus 6. So this guy, what we're going to do is we're going to factor today. If the answer that we just got right here, we're going to take problems like that and learn how to turn them into factors. So we're doing the opposite of distributing and FOILing here. So we're going to factor trinomials where a is not equal to 1 in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where the b's and c's could be minuses. We learned sign rules the other day with the easier trinomials. They're the same thing. In the first bullet point here, whenever you have plus and plus for the signs, obviously you should have plus and plus in the parentheses. And then we got to carefully choose what numbers get plugged in there. When we have the second bullet point situation, I should say, remember that when you are looking to determine the signs, look at the C term first. When the C is a plus, that means the signs are the same. Then you could look at the B and go, okay, they're minus, minus, x minus, x minus. And then there is a rule that we need to abide by to fill in the numbers in the parentheses. And I have that highlighted here. It says you need to choose two numbers that multiply to get C and add up to get B. Now, the last case is when the C is negative. Remember, when the C is negative, your signs are going to be plus, minus in parentheses. The numbers we have to carefully choose have to multiply to get C and subtract to get B. Now, what we're doing today, if we take a look at examples 1 and 2, we have some trinomials that we're going to factor. I refer to them as hard trinomials when the a here is not equal to 1, like I just circled. So I'm going to show you how to factor those today. I'm going to use the guess and check method. Today, I think that may be easier on you guys. Even though it's a little tedious, I think it's easier in the long run. If you want, you can also check out a different method on YouTube. It's called the A times C method. Okay, either one, I don't care which one you use as long as you learn one way or the other. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the guess and check method today. We're going to guess the placement of the numbers and then check them using the O and I of the FOIL method that we learned that we refreshed on in the warm-up. So let's take a look here. All right, so for the guess and check method, just go right to parentheses right away. And then go to your signs. Well, we got plus plus here. That's pretty common sense. Everything's a plus. Now, we want to look at the first term and go, okay, 2. 2, the only way you could break up 2, or 2x squared, is 1x and 2x, right? Because 2 is a prime number. So that means we could put 1x and 2x. So then we have to look at the C term, that 3 here. So we pull the 3 aside and go, okay, I need factors of 3. My only combination are 1 and 3. So we can either put 1 and 3 in the parentheses, or we should try it out and see if it can go 3 or 1. So let me show you what I mean there. So let's take a guess at 1, then 3. And what we're going to do is we guessed it, we're now going to check it by foiling and seeing if it comes out to be true. So in the above, it says just worry about the O and the I of FOIL. So we go, okay, O, outsides, multiply to get 3x. And the insides, multiply them together. 1 times 2x is 2x. These, 2x plus 3x, adds up to get 5x, which I have right here. So that means I did do it correctly. I checked it, multiplying the O's, multiplying the I's, and then adding them, and it got me to my B term, 5x. So that means that I have my answer. I'll just rewrite it here at the bottom. So my answer is x plus 1, 2x plus 3. So we got lucky here. We did guess, and it checked out on our very first try. Again, we got lucky. That usually doesn't happen all the time. Let's try another example. Now, this guy, go to your parentheses, your signs. Look at the C term first, it's a plus. And the B is a minus, so that means they're minus, minus. And now I'm going to worry about what numbers are going to go in. So if I look at my A term first, I have 3x squared. So how can 3 be broken up? Well, only 1 and 3. So we're going to call this 1x and 3x. Now I'm going to pull the 7 to the side. The C term gets pulled to the side. So your order can be 1 and then 7, or 7 and then 1. So we're going to guess. Let's go with 1 and 7 and see if that works out. So now we're going to FOIL. Well, do the O and I of FOIL. So we're going to check. Now we're checking. The O's multiply to get negative 7x. Be careful with signs. The I's, negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. And then those add up to get negative 10x. Well, that's not good. I need it to add up to negative 22x. So it did not, my guess was not correct when I went to check it. So now here's what you're going to do. Just erase your 1 and your 7. Okay. And so we now know that this order didn't work, 1 and 7. So let's try the next order. Let's try 7 and then 1. So here's our second guess. Let's multiply these out. O and I of FOIL. So multiply the outsides to have negative 1x, multiply the insides to have negative 21x, add them up, that's negative 22x. There it is, that matches with my b term. So I now have my answer. I'm going to write it down here, x minus 7, 3x minus 1. Okay, I actually want to go to example 4 first. Whenever I'm going over factoring, I actually save the problems where the c is a minus, I actually save those for last. So I'm going to go down to example 4. If you look at example 4, the c is a plus and the b is a minus. The signs are going to be minus minus, so it's going to be very similar to example 2 that I just did. So go with your minus minus. Got p's in it instead of x's, no big deal there. Sometimes I even accidentally write x's instead of the variable given to me. All right, so look at the a term. The a term is 3p squared, so obviously your factors of 3, you only have 1 and 3, so we'll go 1p and 3p. It's always nice when they give us prime numbers. So now, look at the c term. We got a 4. So 4 can either be 1 and 4, or 4 and 1, or it can be 2 then 2. So it doesn't matter which one you try first. I'll just go with, let's try 1 then 4. Maybe I'll get lucky. So now I'm going to check using my O and I of FOIL. Multiply the outsides to have minus 4p. Multiply the insides to have minus 3p. And then add them together. I get negative 7p. That matches my b term. So I got lucky again. I actually got it on the first try. Got my answer. P minus 1, 3p minus 4. Please make sure that you guys are showing your work. I want to see markups. I want to see eraser marks, crossing out stuff. I want to see work shown just like mine. Okay. And all we have are 3 problems left. They all have c terms being a minus. So these guys are the more complicated of the 3. Because we need our signs being plus minus. So again, look at the c term first. When it's a minus, your signs are going to be plus minus. Now look at your a. You have a 5. That could be 1 then 5, or 5 then 1, because it's a plus minus. So let's try 1x and 5x. Now let's try pulling the 7 to the side. And it could be either 1 and 7 or 7 then 1. So I go, okay, let's try the 1 then the 7. 1 and a minus 7. So let's let's FOIL, or O and I, FOIL. So outsides multiply to get negative 7x. Insides multiply to get plus 5x. They add up to negative 2x. And that matches my b. I got extremely lucky again. And then I know I have my answer now. X plus 1, 5x minus 7. So 3 out of 4 problems, I got it on the first try. Trust me, that usually does not happen. That's why it usually doesn't happen, and that's why literally I only have 6 problems as part of the notes, and even you only have 10 problems on your homework, because these things usually do not happen right away on the first try. Okay, let me show you how to do the next. So we need to write out, my C term is a -4, so plus minus for my signs. So pull the 5x squared to the side. That could either be 1x then 5x or 5x then 1x. For this one, I'll just do x and 5x. And then the 4. So the 4, the C term 4, it can be 1 then 4. It could be 4 then 1. It could be 2 then 2. So let's start off with 1 and -4. See what happens here. So do the FOILs, multiply the outsides to get -4x, multiply the insides to get plus 5x, and they add up to 1x, and that does match my B. To be honest with you, I kind of wish, I did not plan this out ahead of time, I kind of wish I would have gotten a couple wrong to show you what it would look like. And there you go. All right, letter B. So the signs, the C is a minus, so that's got to be plus minus. Again, there's no excuses, guys, for getting signs wrong. Absolutely never, never, ever should you get signs wrong. Please make sure you're referring to the notes. You get signs wrong, you're doomed. All right, so then the A term is 3x squared, so that could be 1x then 3x, or 3 then 1. So we'll go 1x and 3x. Now we're going to pull my 8 to the side. I need factors of 8, 1 and 8, or 8 then 1, 2, 4, or 4, 2. So let's try 1, 8. So I'll multiply the O's, that'll be -8x, multiply the insides, plus 3x, and they add up to -5x. That is not my B term. I need them to add up to 10x. So I finally get one wrong. So that means I don't want this guy. Or, let me back up a little bit here. Maybe you could keep 1 then 8. 1 then 8. And what you have the option of also doing then is just switching the signs. Instead of plus minus, put minus plus. That's also a way of doing it. So let's try it this way. So multiply, outside would be 8x, inside would be -3x. That adds up to 5x. That's not good. So the order of 1 and 8 did not work. So let's go, you could go to any one. You don't have to go in a particular order. Let's go like 2, 4. Let's see 2, 4. So then we'll FOIL those out. So outside, and then inside, they add up to 2x, so that's not good. It needs to add up to 10. So maybe I just go ahead and I switch the signs and try it that way instead of switching the numbers. Instead of plus minus, try minus plus. So outside, inside, nope, they add up to -2x. That's no good. So 2, 4 definitely did not work. So next I'll go, let's go 4, 2. And try plus minus. If that doesn't work, I'll try minus plus. So 4, 2. Let's FOIL O and I of FOIL. That'll be negative 2x. Multiply the insides. That's 12x. 12x and negative 2x is 10x. Ding, ding, ding. I got my B, 10x. So I have my answer now after, what is it, 3, 4, 5 guesses. As I said, sometimes that happens. My answer is x plus 4 and 3x plus 2. All right, guys, perfect timing. Gave me about 21 minutes. Feel free to watch more videos on YouTube or watch this again or ask me in class for help or request a Zoom meeting for help. Take care.